These are the best animal and villager jobs in LEGO Fortnite. Now keep in mind, this is my opinion as to what are the best jobs on everything. Obviously, your opinion may differ, so definitely comment down below the best jobs you guys think are in the game. That way all of us can discuss and even learn from each other. Now first things first, let's talk about my overall setup as far as villagers and animals split. Inside of my brand new villager upgrade station, just like all of you can see that I have 6 total villagers with 4 total animals. I believe that this is the best way to set up your main village. Your separate villages or your side villages can definitely be different, but I do think your main village should be 6 villagers with 4 animals, having 1 of each of every animal. Now we're actually going to base our animal jobs on the 2 images that were provided in our Discord by my guy Trait and by my guy Vitor, who created both of these images here, one with the actual visual and one with the text of what you get in return when you give a certain item or food to your animals. So when I go ahead and break this down, reference this part of the video right here, save this image, screenshot this, and save it for later for your own personal use if you stray away from what I talk about in the video. Now this actually brings us to our first villager job. Inside of your village upgrade section or on top of your barn, you could take a look at your animals and see their happiness level. If they're set to very happy, that means that they'll work at a maximum speed, which means that they'll provide you your items very quickly. So what I recommend doing with at least one of your jobs on many villagers that you have is set just one player onto the animal caretaker. That way he keeps them happy and working at maximum speed. Now guys, keep in mind when your animals are at maximum speed, they are going to be popping out different type of food and material items that you need at a rate of nearly 20 seconds. Sometimes it seems shorter, sometimes it takes a little bit longer depending on the item. So when you guys are actually taking care of your animals and feeding them different things, you should stick around your village. That way you're actually getting maximum efficiency out of them and removing the stuff that they make and giving them more food when they need it. Now the first animal that I want to start with may be the most valuable of all of them, and that is just simply going to be the cow. Now when it comes to your cow inside of this game, they provide so many different items. However, a spicy pepper or a pepper seed will get you a spicy burger in return. And right now the spicy burger actually does have use when it comes to bait buckets and different things like that. It is a unique cow though, however, because you can give them snow and get ice cream in return, which doesn't have many, if any, uses at all. So the 2 items that I recommend to use right now on your cows is going to be your spicy pepper or your pepper seeds, and then also snow to stack some ice cream away before any future updates. And call me crazy for wanting to stack items that it doesn't seem like we use, but that is actually the perfect reason as to why you should stack something like ice cream, because if we don't have a reason to use it today, at some point in time, Epic is going to give us a reason to actually use the snow that is in the game or use the ice cream that is in the game. So I'm going to throw 50 snow onto Bobo and let him make 50 ice creams just for me to stack away. Now next up is going to be the chicken, who I strategically put directly next to the cow because I also believe that the chicken should have spicy peppers or pepper seeds in there to give you some fried egg. Same exact thing here guys. When it comes to the chicken, fried egg is something that has no use in the game outside of simply eating, and as we found out with the spicy burger, having that turn into different bait buckets, you might need fried egg in the future as well. However, there are some things that the chicken can give you that does provide some sort of value, such as vines will turn directly into feathers, which could be held for when we get a new crossbow in the game, and also putting corn or corn kernels in there will actually give you egg in return. So I don't think it's a bad thing to put any of the corn kernels or wheat grain in there to get yourself some eggs, because like I said, you never know what uses you're going to get from this in the future. The chicken isn't the most valuable of animals, not in comparison to the cow. However, However, getting some of those materials can be really nice. Now, the next animal is the exact reason why I mentioned that this all has to do with opinion, because I have a sheep that comes directly from the Frostlands biome. Now, for me personally, I took this sheep from that biome because they give me heavy wool, and now that means I don't have to travel to that biome to get any sort of heavy wool. I understand that right now in game, regular sheep and their wool is a little bit more valuable, but later on in the game, there's no reason why heavy wool shouldn't be overvalued in comparison to regular wool. So I'm going ahead and stacking up on this, and it also saves me a lot of time in game if I ever do need this type of wool. If you're somebody that lives a little bit closer to the Frostlands biome, I definitely recommend just having a regular sheep in there, but for myself, I'm gonna stack up on this heavy wool and just assume we'll get something nice in the future. Now, my hottest take out of all of them, and I pray that I'm going to be right about this, is going to be Munch, or my pig, and my pig is actually giving me slurp mushrooms. Now, these slurp mushrooms are the absolute most basic item in the entire game, but there has to be a reason why the brand new animal is giving us an item that is rarely used. So I'm stacking up on these slurp mushrooms. The worst case is that I need slurp juice in the future, and I can turn these mushrooms into that slurp juice. But for now, what I'm going to do is go ahead and stack up on this as much as I possibly can to assume that in the future, we may have different type of food items, soups, drinks, and different stuff like that that does revolve around these slurp mushrooms or these mushrooms in order to use in the game. So for myself, I'm going to stack up on that and just hope that we have use later on. Now let's talk about our villager jobs, as this is incredibly important, but once again, everybody's opinion can be different here. One thing that I think that everybody should start off with is having your villagers working on a cooking food job and only having a grill around you. What that's going to do is get you some animal treats early on, which are incredibly cheap. But once you have a large influx of those animal treats, having your players cooking you food is almost pointless in an animal village. So at that point, what I recommend you doing is changing your job into growing food, which then means they will give you different type of food items that can be given to your animals. One of those is corn, which is extremely valuable, and what I had every single one of my villagers getting me, because that has me get egg, slurp mushroom, heavy wool, and then milk from my cows. All of those are incredibly nice. Once I was done doing that, I went ahead and actually started to get them to get me some seeds. So extract seed jobs is also a really nice one because all of the kernels also give you really nice things as well. So corn kernels can get you all of the above: egg, slurp mushroom, and wool. However, if they do get you some pepper seeds, pumpkin seeds, or raspberry and slapberry seeds, you can make some new items as well. So all of the kernels and seeds are really nice for your animals. Overall, the new animal update has been an absolute blast to go ahead and play on. My animals are producing extremely fast. They seem happy. They're giving me a ton of materials that I never needed before, but now have a large stack of, which takes away from the overall boring grind of the game. So I hope that this video helps every single one of you when it comes to villagers or animals. So don't forget to leave a like before you guys leave this video. And as always, guys, this was Crafty, and I'm out. Peace.